More Bitcoin mining news. More Bitcoin. Bigger number and less coins than ever to mine. I'm Vosker on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. This is the VoskCoin mining farm. Let's speed run around it. I've been working on building my own mining farm for years, and I've been able to step it up in the last few years. It's been really exciting. It's been fun. It's been challenging. And by the nature of this, I researched Bitcoin mining in the entire just sector of Bitcoin more than ever before. So I'm going to share my hours of research with you over the next 10 minutes here on the tube. NIP Group established digital computing division and acquired crypto mining assets to expand revenue opportunities. May not seem like that big of a deal, right? But this involves 3.11 exahash of hash rate, 60 Bitcoins per month. Do you understand how much 60 Bitcoin is per month? If I'm recording this, about 118 a coin. Okay, is that number right? $7 million? $7 million of coin a month? Obviously, there's going to be an associated electricity bill with all this. I never heard of this stock before. This company, this is a parent company, right? They acquired mining machines from Fortune Peak Limited and Apex Cyber Capital Limited. How did they do this though? An issuance of a lot of stocks. The press release indicates uncertainties among the completion of the acquisition, raising concerns. 60 BTC per month, expected to close on September 30, so in a couple months here. This is the parent company of a professional esports, Pyjamas something gaming. So it's pretty interesting. I'm taking a shot in the dark here. I bought some of these shares. I don't know them. I have no affiliation. I'll be honest, I ran some pretty quick, simple numbers here. $132 million market cap, down huge from its 52-week high. Not too far from its 52-week low. Keep in mind that's also it's a launch last, and a lot of times launches can be overvalued. You really see an average price over that first year more around like $7, which would still be like a 3x from this current pricing. But the bottom line is, I'm taking a shot at it. I'm not pushing it on you. I just wanted to share that. Moving on, Bit mining shares surged 150% in recent pre-market based on a Solana treasury plan. What the? Bit mining, the former Chinese sports lottery firm turned crypto miner. We're going to see a lot of stories that sound weird like that. I mean, we got an esports team mining 60 Bitcoin a month. Then we have a Chinese sports lottery firm becoming a crypto miner. Revealed plans to convert the existing crypto holdings they had. Raised 200 and 300 million to accumulate Solana. This is their whole plan. Stake Solana, operate validator nodes, blah, 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 get on-chain rewards. Bitmining had a total hash rate of 2.5 exahash, and much of that capacity is associated with hosted clients. The company produced 42 Bitcoin, of which 36 or about 37 came from hosted clients. About 6 in self-mining Bitcoin operations. Average cost per self-mined Bitcoin was $61,000. I mean, they're 2xing on their money just with the mined coin, comparing their price there. They also mined 2 million Doge and 556 Litecoin. It's pretty weird to see a miner turn altcoiner here, shitcoiner. But the market has reacted positively to them. Big raise on the front, and maybe, just maybe, altcoin season could come. I don't know. But the Bitmain Antminer S23 is the best Bitcoin miner on paper with an estimated delivery of January 2026. If you plugged one of these in and you solo mined, right? So you're not pool mining, you don't get a little bit of Bitcoin every day. According to Solo Luck, the best Bitcoin solo mining calculator I've ever seen in the world ever, we made it. And you'd have a chance of 1 in 52 to hit a Bitcoin block over the next year. That's pretty interesting. Obviously, these numbers are always changing. Nothing's guaranteed, all that stuff. Roughly the best Bitcoin miner you can buy right now is the S21 XP. Pricing, obviously coming in lower, performance lower than the S23. We're looking at 13.5 joules or watts per terahash of mining efficiency, as opposed to 11 joules or watts per terahash of mining efficiency on the S23. Both of these are air cooled. Both of these can run on single phase electricity. But if you flip over to the odds for solo mining on that, for example, you'd have a 1 in 61 chance over the next year to turn essentially a $6,000 mining rig investment into $370,000 worth of Bitcoin. You'll never get an absolutely crazy percentage return on Bitcoin ever again. I'm talking like 100x, right? But there are crazy return capabilities with solo mining if you happen to hit a block and you are lucky. Otherwise, there's Bitcoin pool mining. Last 24 hours put out over $60 million of emission on this to creeping towards $3 trillion asset. If you're looking for a Bitcoin mining shop based in the USA, of course they can help you if you're outside the USA as well, then you'd be looking for Altair. We've worked with Altair so many times over the years, from emergency sourcing of Bitcoin miner parts, hash boards, right? Control boards, power supply. Get a miner you didn't realize it didn't come with the power cable you needed. Go click over there, order that, and get it very quickly. Of course, he sells mining rigs. He sells my favorite mining PDU, and even has mini miners like the Canon and BitAccess. Check them out with the link out in the video description below, and don't forget to save some coin, code VoskCoin. Looking at the most profitable miners you can buy right now on Mining Now, we see Bitcoin miners still top the charts. The Doge miners are up there. Unreleased Aleo miners are up there, but Aleo mining has just gotten worse than ever with the recent staking requirement. Good luck, and if you want to go try mining in the shitcoin division, trust me, I've shown almost every aspect of it here on the channel over the years, and to be honest, it's been very frustrating. And some of these altcoin mining endeavors with companies you may have never heard of before, like Bombax, all three of my Bombax miners are broken in some capacity. Two are essentially inoperable, pushing me further and further away from ever breaking even on these things that seemed like an interesting way to diversify the mining farm, only to find out that the build quality just does not hold up. Best bang for buck Bitcoin miner right now still remains to be the Bitdeer A2. You may have noticed I've been showing ASIC Marketplace. We have an affiliate link with ASIC Marketplace, but more importantly, we have a coupon code VoskCoin, to save some coin over there. If you enjoy the free content and you want to get one of these, please support the channel. Use our link, get it here. We've had a good experience. I order miners from here. We've been working with them for years, all that stuff. My A2, this is on the topic of these like off-brand, sub-brand, maybe you never heard of it, or newer brand mining rigs, right? The Bitdeer offshoot of Bitcoin miners. 24-hour performance, 227 terahash a second on a 224 terahash per second Bitcoin rated miner. That's good. That's performing better than it's advertised to do. We go remote here into the mining farm, into one of my Bitdeer Steel Miner A2s. I have 3 deployed out here on the farm. All 3 have been doing well so far. I'm not shilling them. I don't care if you buy them. They're just a hot topic right now, and not a lot of people have their hands on them. I don't have really a relationship with Bitdeer. They hit me up a while ago to talk about their cloud mining. Didn't do that. But never about their mining rigs. We reached out to get a miner rig into review. Never got one, so we just bought one. Efficiency a little bit better than rated. Real-time hash rate, it's doing a little bit better than it's supposed to. But the more important thing here, and we get good data from this thing, we look at the data over 72 hours. Everything's doing what it's supposed to. I do notice that these things seem to lose hash or reboot around midnight sometimes. Is that in their firmware? Is it a network issue I have? It's an issue I have with numerous mining rigs on the farm. I can't quite put it on them, and to be honest, it's not that big of a deal. It doesn't make that big of a difference in the grand scheme of things here. Solo mining on that thing, 1 in 73 chance over the next year. There is the A2 Pro that's supposed to be coming sometime soon, but the new ETA on it is March 2026. This has 14.8, basically 15 joules or watts per terahash of efficiency. It's not exponentially better than the A2. It's exponentially worse than the S23. But it's also coming in at about half the price point. On a cheaper electricity rate, this could be interesting. But what I've heard from some connections in the space, the Bitdeer Steel Miner A2 is selling so well that they're not even bothering with the Pro version. I mean, if they can barely meet demand for the A2, why not just keep making that? From their point of view, right? Make this product, get it out there, make money. They're selling shovels in a gold rush. They're doing just fine. I worry about that efficiency discrepancy, especially on an electricity rate like mine, where I pay 7.5 cents per kilowatt hour. A new era of mining capitulation in a Bitcoin's bull market, according to Miner Mag here. Most telling example recently came from Core Scientific, which we toured years ago. Crazy facility, really interesting. They went belly up, but essentially survived bankruptcy in some ways. Previously, the largest public Bitcoin miner which is a wild achievement that shouldn't be understated, signed a definitive agreement to be acquired by CoreWeave, Wall Street favored AI infrastructure player, originally an Ethereum miner, realized hash rate of 12 exahash a second. Core Scientific's mining fleet is still formidable. This raises the questions of the fate of their 15 exahash pre-order with Jack Dorsey's block, because they're looking to have a divestiture of its Bitcoin mining business altogether, because CoreWeave is eyeing Core's data center footprint to scale high-performance computing HPC workloads. Meanwhile, Digital announced it would wind down its bit mining segment due to limitation imposed by asset-light mining model and pivot entirely to a Ethereum-based treasury strategy. Okay. These Bitcoin miners are going to Ethereum treasury. These Bitcoin miners over there are going to Solana treasury. And it's just a shitcoinification of the Bitcoin mining sector. What does that really mean, the writing on the wall? I'll talk to that a little bit more, but BTC to ETH exchange, half of what they used to be during their first swap. Leverage Bitcoin proxies to AI infrastructure plays. Since Bitcoin ETFs have launched, only 2 mining adjacent stocks have outperformed Bitcoin itself. If you weren't there, let me tell you that Bitcoin mining plays were fantastic in the previous cycle, but they have performed lackluster in comparison to MicroStrategy and most notably Bitcoin ETFs. Bitcoin ETFs are soaking up that interest, they're soaking up that focus. Coin doing a lot of that as well. And it's kind of like, why would I invest in Bitcoin mining when I can just invest in a Bitcoin ETF? Or if I want to invest in crypto infrastructure, maybe I'm investing in coin. And to be clear, right, I've got Tesla stock, I've got numerous of these Bitcoin mining stocks on this list. I own coin. Transparency disclaimer, if you will. But I mean, I'm invested in the space that I'm interested in and believe in. That's the bottom line here. It's pretty interesting. Ever since the bottom of the last bear market in 2022, only a handful of public miners, Iron, Cypher Mining, and TeraWulf, have managed to outperform and match the performance of BTC. And depending on your buy-in on these, that may not even be true for you. You go look at CoreWeave, experience the no compromise cloud platform purpose-built for AI, right? That's what CoreWeave is there in a nutshell. There's also Bitdeer, which we've talked about already in this video from the mining front, but they are already a publicly traded stock as well as a self-owned mining operation. They mined 203 Bitcoin in June. The hash rate climbed 21% to 16.5 exahash a second. Do you understand the competitive advantage that they have being a mining rig manufacturer as well as a miner, an actual Bitcoin miner there? The company joined the Russell 2000 and Russell 3000 indices, closed on an oversubscribed 375 million convertible senior note offering there. On the Bitdeer front, I don't know. I feel like it's a little late to get in to that stock for what it's worth, but it doesn't mean that it's out of room. And I mean, if Bitcoin goes to $1 million, there's no such thing as being too late. Right, I mean, everything's going to go ballistic, and anything that's associated with it at all. We see TeraWulf, that article praised it as being good, and when you zoom out long enough, it's been a really good play. However, over the last, well, maybe that's a little too much. Over the last year, it's not been that great. I mean, it's down 15% over the last year, while Bitcoin is up like 88% over the last year. TeraWulf has been disappointing on that front. They focused on building a sustainable Bitcoin mining solution here, scalable, huge capacity, right, 245 megawatt, and they also publicly boast about their electricity rates. Industry leading, they say, of 0.045, so 4.5 cents per kilowatt hour. Translation, that's good. That's cheap. But they've been focusing a lot of their time and money on Wolf Compute, state-of-the-art data center campus on the shores of Lake Ontario. Situated on the former 700 megawatt Somerset coal-fired power plant in western New York, it benefits from the region's moderate climate, ideal for data center operations, and so on. This is the same location where they have their mining farm. So they have a mining farm here, and then the building next door is the data center. There's a lot of economies of scale there, right? Double dipping personnel, double dipping electricity rates, double dipping internet, double dipping all this infrastructure. Not owned though, but under a long-term lease. CoreWeave has been trending up. I mean, just on the one-day chart, it's up pretty big. Let's refresh this. Come on, Robinhood, you're letting me down. 8.5%. But over the last month, it's down 3%, and it's down 10.5% over the last week. Was last night the buy opportunity that you've been looking for? It's a 24-hour market. But let's look at the market cap. Holy crap, nearly $74 billion market cap. Interesting company here, but for me, honestly, at a $74 billion market cap, I honestly don't find it that interesting. Bitcoin mining has been very profitable recently. When we look at rewards, I had a couple miners go down, and then the difficulty adjusted, which you can see how big of an impact that has, right? So I'm mining about $477 worth of Bitcoin a couple of days ago, or about 0.004 BTC. Adjustment happens 440, right? 0.0037. Significant reduction in rewards. A little snapshot at the mining farm. 49 miners here online, a couple miners elsewhere, 2 down, and I have retraced, I have pulled back, I've lost the advancement on the 8 petahash front. In this war of attrition, I have been pushed back. Flipped over a couple altcoin miners to just get payouts in Bitcoin. For example, the Ethereum Classic miners that work here, you can see just crazy E9 Pro, X16P, X16Q here. They're mining about $9 a day worth of Ethereum Classic, and that's getting auto-converted and paid out in Bitcoin. So that will bolster my Bitcoin returns a little bit there. But honestly, after I pay for the electricity bill on these devices, they're not all that profitable or lucrative, but I have a lot of sunk cost on mining rigs and infrastructure. So if it earns more in the coins that it mines than it burns in electricity, I'm getting into coin at a discount. Cryptocurrency isn't coin, not coin the stock, Coinbase. So I could see that could be confusing this video. If I'm getting it at a discount, I'm in. If I'm paying a premium, right, I'm burning more electricity than I'm actually earning in the coins mined. I'm probably going to shut it off. I mean, that's why we had to turn off like over 10 Kaspa miners, because they were just burning more than they're earning. One of the worst longevity mining plays on a large cap cryptocurrency ever in history. Pretty frustrating, but Bitcoin mining has been going much better than anticipated and planned. So that's cool. I'm here for it. I'm Vosk. You're on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. This is the roundup. Appreciate you. No fluff, just stuff. But actually, one piece of fluff. Tails, our chief Bitcoin officer here at the VoskCoin YouTube channel. We're in 10 seconds tails in every video. I appreciate you. Good luck. Goodbye.